Stockton has historically had high crime rates, especially when compared to other cities within California or even in the nation. We've been combating violent crime here in Stockton. We have found that really the reason we've had what we think is a significant amount of violent crime is based on gangs, gang activity, and guns. Since we've changed some of our policing tactics, since we've really focused on guns and gangs and got into what I think is just smarter policing and building those community partnerships and relationships, we have seen some success. We've seen that our shootings actually have gone down from those earlier spikes. We know we have a lot of work to do. There's a lot of work ahead of us, but we think that we've laid down a very solid foundation in our policing strategies that will help us in the long term really begin to address our gun and gang problem.
I think Stockton PD's really embraced the use of technology in the way we fight crime. We've also embraced our community partnerships where we're truly engaging the community in how we do business as a police department.
We've made extra efforts to engage the community so that we could have successful strategies, both getting their ideas because they know better in many cases than we do as to what would work in their neighborhoods. And so we want to hear that. It's not the police department and the neighborhood, it's not even Officer Silva and the citizen, it's Joe and Fred.
In 2012, I began the Community Advisory Board, and it's the first of our kind here at the department. It's a community advisory board that reports directly to me. I meet with them monthly, made up of 24 members of our community, a cross-section. And what we do is we get together and we talk about issues within our community. And actually, they created their own mission statement, which is to increase police-community relationships. We knew we had to better rely upon volunteers, and we actually had a lot of members from our community coming to the police department or coming to us and saying, we want to help, how can we help? So what we've done is we've expanded our volunteer programs. We've got the Volunteers in Police Services, which are usually for those 40 years old and 40 and older. We have our junior cadets for our youth. We actually found we had a little bit of a gap for those in their 20s and 30s that wanted to come down and volunteer at the police department, maybe put on a uniform and go out in a patrol car. So we created also the Sentinel program to fill that void.
All of these volunteer opportunities in the police department, it gives a citizen a chance to do some of the tangible things that the police department has to do, but it doesn't necessarily take a sworn officer to do. And then that frees us up to take the sworn officers to do some other necessary task out in the field and helps the police department be more efficient with what we do have.
There's probably not an agency out there that isn't being asked to do more with less. So it makes it even more important that you're using the most innovative current technologies to support what you do in your operations and make you very efficient and effective with your limited personnel resources. The ShotSpotter gunshot location system, which accurately pinpoints the location of gunfire within one geographic area of our city within seconds and notifies the dispatch center. So we're often able to dispatch officers to the scene or to the area before we even begin receiving 911 calls about the incident from the community. It's helped us make several key arrests, and it's also helped in the prosecution of these cases.
When you get a shell casing from a location that you recover, you then send it to evidence, and the IBIS techs will take that casing and they'll put it through the IBIS machine. That's the Integrated Ballistic Identification System. And they'll do an analysis on that casing. Data from that is put into a system that then compares that casing to all other casings that have been put through the system.
I think what makes us unique in one sense here is our embracement of social media. We're using it to actively engage with our community better, and along with that becomes the way people report crimes or give us information or tips. And through the software we use called TipSoft, citizens are very easily capable now of sending tips to the police department anonymously, and several of those have led to major arrests.
Stockton PD has evolved our policing strategy into what I think is what's needed for 21st century policing. And that is moving beyond just what we call community policing and getting to real police legitimacy, procedural justice, and smarter policing in the way we do our business.